If you keep wondering why peace keeps slipping through your fingers, it may be because God has already warned you and you chose not to listen. The first shocking sign you're ignoring God's clear warnings is that the same problems keep repeating with different faces, different places, but the same painful ending, because God often speaks through patterns long before he speaks through miracles. Just as Ecclesiastes reminds us, there is nothing new under the sun, and when you ignore correction, the cycle tightens instead of breaking. You prayed for clarity, yet every time God exposes a truth about your relationship, your habits, or your direction, you explain it away, secretly hoping it will resolve itself, even though Proverbs 29 verse 1 warns that stubborn resistance leads to sudden destruction. The second warning sign is a growing restlessness in your spirit, a subtle but persistent unease that follows you even in moments that should feel joyful, because when you're walking out of alignment, your soul knows before your mind admits it, and Isaiah 30 verse 21 echoes quietly that a voice says, "This is the way, walk in it," but you keep turning left or right to avoid obedience. You may still be productive, still busy, still admired, yet inwardly drained, because activity can mask disobedience but never heal it, and that hidden exhaustion is not burnout, it's conviction. The third sign is that God keeps removing people, opportunities, or comforts you insist on holding on to, and instead of asking why, you fight to replace what he took away, ignoring the warning that he is protecting you from what would destroy you later, as Romans 8 verse 28 works even in loss, not just gain. When doors close repeatedly in the same direction, it's not bad luck, it's divine restraint, and every time you force your way through a door God shut, you step further from peace and closer to unnecessary pain. The fourth sign is a growing numbness towards sin that once bothered you deeply, because ignoring God's warnings doesn't always lead to instant chaos. Sometimes it leads to gradual dullness, where compromise feels normal and conviction feels extreme, even though Hebrews 3 verse 15 cautions that hearts harden little by little when his voice is ignored. You still believe in God, you still pray occasionally, but obedience has become selective, and selective obedience is still disobedience, no matter how spiritual it sounds. The fifth and most dangerous sign is that God has gone quiet, not because he has abandoned you, but because you've ignored the last instruction he gave, and Amos 8 verse 11 speaks of a famine not of bread but of hearing the words of the Lord. Silence from God is often the loudest warning of all, because heaven waits for obedience before releasing new direction, and many people confuse that silence with testing when it is actually correction delayed by mercy. God warns before he wounds, he corrects before he disciplines, and he exposes before he allows collapse. But when warnings are ignored long enough, consequences become the teacher you could have avoided. Jonah ignored the warning and ended up in the storm. Samson ignored it and lost his strength. Saul ignored it and lost his calling, not because God is cruel, but because he is just and loving enough to let choices mature into outcomes. If any of these signs are touching something deep in you, it's not condemnation, it's mercy knocking again, because God never warns to shame you, he warns to save you, and the moment you respond with humility instead of excuses, clarity returns faster than you expect. The real question is not whether God is speaking, but whether you are finally ready to listen, because delayed obedience is still a decision, and the path ahead will either be shaped by surrender now or regret later, and the choice, unsettling as it feels, is entirely yours. If you're experiencing these signs, don't be afraid. It means you're on the edge of something big. Stay faithful, stay expectant. God is moving even when you don't see it. Type Amen in the comments if you receive this message, and don't forget to subscribe to Divine Signs today for more faith-filled content that strengthens your walk with God. See you in the next video.